wonder how long till New York City becomes York City.
What up, everybody, and welcome to the FB and Goob Show. I am FB,
And I'm the Goob.
sponsored by the Good Time Tavern of Livermore, California. How's it, Goob?
The Goob is great today. I just wanted to give everyone a quick reminder if you're looking for NFL, that's a separate show today. So this is a brand new kind of thing. I'm excited for it. We got a couple sports in the playoffs. I think we should start with playoff sports.
Let's start with playoff sports. I'm excited because I have contenders in both playoff sports. Um, NASCAR. Let's start with good
Yeah,
old NASCAR because
we're getting
NASCAR,
down
man,
to it. Nitty gritty time almost.
we went from 12 to 8 this week. We were at the Roval, the road course oval in good old Charlotte.
Always fun.
And as seems to become a theme on this show, Kyle Larson dominated once again. He dominated again, man. That guy's fucking dominating, man. I mean, I picked Reddick 3 years ago because Jeff is no longer a part of us. He'll always be a part of me, though. But yeah, man, Kyle Larson is killing it. So once again, dominated by Kyle Larson. Um,
So is he the favorite now to win it all?
yeah,
Easy.
Yeah, he's got to be
All
the
right.
favorite to win it off. You asked me that a while back ago, and I was like, man, God, any Hendricks, any. For the last 3 or 4 weeks, I believe I've said Carl Larson's name more than I've said Tyler Reddick's name
Yeah,
in
unfortunately.
my own house. So, uh, the problem is everybody gets to this final race. The last four guys get to the final race, and I truly believe that's the only thing that can steal this championship from Carl Larson. If you would have told me that Blaney was going to win last year's championship, I'd have laughed at you. But when Blaney became one of the last four drivers and got to the last race and won it, he was the champion. So I was
There
like,
you go.
I was like, there you go. So the only thing that can eliminate Carl Larson from winning it, I don't think these next races are going to stop him from being in the last race for the championship. I'm pretty sure he'll win this week at Vegas. So I mean, he's dominating it already. I mean, they've already said he average finish at Vegas is ninth.
Oh yeah,
That's
he
gonna
won in April and he won this same race last year. So yeah, Larson is probably going to win in
dominating this
Vegas
race.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, so he probably wins this week at Vegas, and he's already punched his ticket into the final race. Now, does he win that race? I don't know.
Yeah,
Because
you never know.
maybe Busher will win it. Maybe Chris will come out and win the last race of the
Yeah,
year.
we're 17th every time. It's fine.
Oh yeah, so that's not good. So, but no, dominating Carl Larson. I listened to this Englishman talk for the last 30 laps of that race about Tyler Reddick needing points and Joey Logano fighting for the last position. And Tyler Reddick won that battle.
Yeah, he pushed himself up to 11th. I thought it got spicy there at the end with a little bit of people chasing for that last seventh, eighth spot.
Yeah, no, and Reddick, good call on new tires. Um, Fought his way, got himself to 11th, pushed himself into the final eight. Took out Logano for only Logano to be put in there anyways because old Bowman's out there cheating with a light car,
All right.
knocking the weight out of it and scraping it and stuff like that. Whatever Mr. Bowman did to get his car down to lighter weight. So yeah, so that whole race between Logano and Reddick and the fight for the last points and didn't mean shit because Bowman got disqualified and Logano is now into the playoffs. So, which I Bowman, Alex Bowman has not had quite the year as I think Logano has raced better all year long than Bowman. Bowman getting in is just because he's Hendricks. Um, I think Logano being in there is way more scarier than Bowman being in there. So I actually wished it would have stayed the way it was. Instead,
Yeah.
now Joey Logano's in there on a good team. He's a fantastic driver. He's a championship driver. I would have been much happier with Bowman.
Yeah,
So
well, cheaters never win when they get caught.
cheaters never win when they get caught. So yeah, so I mean, we're down to our last day. We got Larson, Bell, Reddick, Byron, Blaney. Once again, this guy could win two in a row.
Out of nowhere, right?
Out of
Nice.
nowhere. His dad never wanted it, his uncle never wanted it, but this guy might win too. You got Blaney Hamlin, Elliott, and once again, Logano sneaking in at the last spot, which remember we talked about this right now. Logano sneaking in at the last spot. That scares the hell out of me.
Sneaky. Did you?
NASCAR is going to be interesting once again. Even though we just know Kyle Larson's probably just going to win this week in Vegas. So, but
Fair enough.
Vegas should be good.
Did you see JD Vance and Trump Jr. over at the Charlotte Raceway? I was wondering if you had any famous guys in Talladega.
Jordan was at Talladega.
Yeah, that's way
I
better than those other guys.
it was actually cool because when we were in the campgrounds, our campground was pretty much next to the airport, and I did not witness it, but three of the people that I was with watched the plane come in, and it was just, the Jordan logo on it, the jump
Yep,
man, and
man.
yeah, and they
I
were like, "Oh my God, there's Jordan's plane," and I was like, "What?" So believe me, I sat there and waited for the planes to leave, but apparently they go the other way when they leave, and I never got to see the Jordan logo leave. I was pretty sad, but so yeah, I would assume to me, I mean, Trump Jr. and JD Vance, that's nice. Michael Jordan, that's way more cooler. I don't think Jordan goes to every race. Maybe he does, but I know he was at Talladega. Reddick won Talladega this year earlier, so I think that's maybe why Jordan maybe shot in.
right.
I can't imagine Jordan wasn't at the Charlotte race. I mean, doesn't he own the Charlotte Hornets still?
I'm pretty sure he owns most of Charlotte.
Yeah, so he was probably at that race too. So yeah, once again, he was still the coolest guy at the race.
There you go.
There
Right on.
you go. Speaking about coolest guys, man, Mets making it interesting.
I have no idea what's going on with that. We got 9-0 Dodgers, then we got like 7-0 Mets. Dodgers came back and scored a couple. But yeah,
They
wacky
did.
start.
It is a weird start. I think our pitching in game one was a little better. I think we went through six pitchers yesterday. And I don't recognize any of their names. Maybe Honeywell, maybe I recognize that name. I'm like, who?
You're the Dodgers bullpen has been the absolute shock of the postseason. I mean, they absolutely shut down the Padres. And yeah, they've been doing their job, and no one knows any of these guys' names. It's pretty hilarious,
I
except for
looked at it
Copa.
today. I looked at the losing pitchers yesterday, and there was six of them because blaming that one guy just because apparently he was the guy they want to blame, Braze or whatever his name is. Like, yeah, go ahead, blame that guy. But
Sure.
it was like six pitchers, and here's the thing: there was zero hits by Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, Hernandez, Smith. I mean, I think there's one more name in there. I mean, I could name all these names. No hits, zero hits. Ohtani got some walks, and Hernandez got some walks, and I watched them pitch to Ohtani, and there was no hittable balls. There was just garbage thrown at him.
Giving them the Bonds treatment.
I felt like there was some Bonds treatment there. I don't know if the being the leadoff batter has anything to do. Wouldn't you just walk him on the first? I mean, all right, you're the leadoff batter. Go out there. I'd walk him on the first time. I'm like, well, you're on base. Go.
Well, I would be the opposite. I would be unafraid to throw him pitches. I'm like, well, there's no one on base. The
There's no
worst you
one
can
on
do is
base, right? Single home
worst you
run,
can do
right?
is 1-0.
Yeah. Yeah,
I could deal
we'll
with
deal
that.
with that. Yeah, it's weird that he leads off. I don't know if that's the best position for him.
I mean, just because he's really good at stealing bases, I see where they're coming from. Yeah, I mean, if you guys are going to win this series, he needs to get on base more, and Yamamoto is going to have to win 3 games.
Well,
The
we
rest of
got
your starting pitcher is absurd
yeah, we have Walker before Yamamoto. So yeah, Walker Bueller will start tomorrow's game.
against Severino. Yeah,
Yeah. And I can only hope that he has some moments of 2 years ago.
just get
And
him through 3 innings is all you need these days.
right, I like to see him have a good start and a good. We need one of these other pitchers to have a good start and have a
Not
good.
happening. He's awful.
Man, his ERA is like 10.35. It's terrible. It's like, wow,
Oh
man,
yeah,
I
it
thought
was
you were
over
going to be.
5 in the regular season. He's just not good this year.
I mean, from a superstar to injury to I'm looking for some turnaround for sure. Yamamoto is 2 games from now, so that would be a steal in New York. If we could steal one in New York, we tie this even the series back going to New York or going back to LA with 3 games. That's all I can hope for. So somebody to get a hit, that's for sure. Somebody needs to get a hit other than um the I don't know who got a hit. I think Muncie got a
Kiki
couple hits.
Hernandez probably. Kiki is the one that's been getting hit.
Yeah, right. Sid the Savior, Kiki Hernandez.
Yeah, no, this series, man, this could still go either way with your lack of starting pitching and the Mets' miracleness this year. I don't think the other series has much to offer as far as drama.
No, it doesn't look like it. I think that the Guardians just outmatched. I mean, it just should not be there, maybe.
Oh, I wouldn't say that exactly, but yeah, with I mean, we just have no starting pitching either, and we don't have Ohtani and Betts. We have Jose Ramirez and Stephen Kwan. So yeah, our offense in Cleveland's not going to make up for the lack of starting pitching. I mean, we can make it through any sixth through ninth inning you want, but that only helps if we're winning when we get to the sixth inning.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
Judge
looked a
hit.
little outmatched.
Yeah, Judge hit a huge bomb today to put that game out of reach. It's already 2-0 Yankees. We'll
That's
see.
it.
We got 3 games in Cleveland. Let's see if we can rally the troops.
You'd need to win all three of them.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. I know you guys aren't. I don't think anybody on the Guardians is batting over 200. I mean, not getting a lot of hits.
Oh, Lane Thomas, our late season trade acquisition, is the only guy hitting.
Nice. You need
Yeah,
more than one, that's for sure.
need
Yeah, it
more than one.
looks like the Yankees are just going to be waiting for either a, Subway series or a coast to coast series. They're just,
Either way, it should be very intriguing.
it should be, I Mets Yankees or Dodgers Yankees. That's probably every broadcaster's dream. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
I mean, the New York market alone covers most of baseball. If you just had the whole thing there, they'd be fine.
yeah.
And then if you got to go from LA to New York, wow. This is definitely a dream right now for all of them. I'll tell you what else is a dream in New York is the Knicks. I don't know if you know this. Um, the only two undefeated teams in NBA preseason right now are the New York Knicks and your beloved Golden State Warriors.
Hey,
Let you know though, the Pistons got 2 wins. I just wanted to throw that out there.
hey, the Pistons actually have if you look at their starting lineup, they got Tobias Harris. They have a shooting guard with experience. We're not just throwing 5 rookies out there anymore. There is a chance for 30 wins this year, maybe.
Nice. How about 20 wins? That'd be awesome too. I mean, you
Start
got
with
to
20.
start somewhere.
Yeah. Now, I can see us winning a couple of games this year in Detroit. And the Warriors, I mean, I'm just kind of excited about some of the new pieces. I think we're going to have to operate more as back in Steve Kerr's first days where everyone just moves and picks and screens and shoots. And it's going to be fast and chaotic. And I don't know how good we're going to be. Warriors against the West, we probably still 8 seed.
Right. Uh, Speaking of acquisitions, I think Cat is going to fit in just fine, actually. I was unsure. We made all these moves with Ananobi and Bridges and,
I love
and
Miles Bridges in New York.
huh?
I love Miles Bridges in New York.
Me too.
That's going to be great.
So, and with Brunson, but Mitchell Robinson just keeps getting injured and not being there. And we think we have a true center, but we never do. And Cat is the self-proclaimed greatest big man shooter of all time. And I think he's going to be a great fit in New York. I really do. And I think the sky's the limits for New York. How many players, and I only ask this, and this is my next little part of the Knicks, how many players is an NBA team allowed to keep during the regular season on the starting roster?
15.
15. So we got 18 now. I'm really starting to fall in love with this kid out of Marquette, this Tyler Kolek.
Yes, the kid.
Uh,
Yeah, he played really well at Marquette. A lot of experience, a lot of chops, good shooting.
yeah, I went through the lineup today. There's 18 there right now. I wanted to make sure that when I looked at it, I thought he's maybe got a chance to take some of those. So Young, um, he's put up good numbers in the games, when he's out there. He's definitely a part of it. I've heard steal of the draft, but not like the steal of the draft, but could be a steal of the draft. You know what I mean? Grabbing him at 34 in the second round. as somebody who can be Brunson's rester. You know what I
I
mean?
love your optimism for 6'1" backup point guards, man. I
I
can't.
man, I'm telling you, I have a lot of optimism about a 6'1", 197-pound backup point guard for the New York Knicks because every piece counts when you get into the playoffs and you get to the end of the year. And bench guys count just as much. So I'm excited. I like it. Bronny James, worst draft pick in the history of NBA.
His he might not be the worst draft pick, but he definitely proved himself to be one of the worst players in the NBA during the preseason.
Right. I think it will continue.
And a
Bronny
church
is our
league
church
someday.
league MVP. Yes, he is.
Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. He should be dominating rec leagues all over the country right now.
Him and KJ at the 24-hour fitness, tearing it up.
Tearing it up. That's what I'm talking about.
Tearing it up. All right. Well, listen, I'm excited for NBA to get started because I'm excited for my New York Knicks
Yeah, next
to
Tuesday, I believe.
get started. Now my Panthers have started. Long way to go in hockey. Long way to go. But
Absolutely is.
we have started,
That's right.
and I saw your Panthers got kind of beat up, or your
Penguins, my Penguins.
Penguins. Yeah, got kind of beat up in game one.
Sure, we had a rough start, but we ended the week 2-2.
That's good.
Malkin's leading the league in points.
Wow.
Crosby's doing his thing. So it's same old in Pittsburgh. If we could figure out some of our defensive issues, we could have a good season.
Nice. I'm
Yeah.
expecting the Panthers to go all the way to the
Oh, yeah.
Stanley Cup again.
Absolutely. All
Absolutely.
right. And since we're just starting out with the NHL, I'm going to give you my team of the week and player of the week as just of our, a little get to know the NHL kind of
A
thing.
little taste of the NHL.
That's right. So my
Nice.
team of the week this week is the 3-0 Calgary Flames.
Ooh.
The only reason I give them the award is they won 2 of those games on the road,
Oh,
which
I
gives
like
them
that.
advantage over teams like Vegas, and there's a few others that went undefeated as well. So I give them my team of the week. Player of the week, I was going to give it to Malcolm, but I felt bad because we did lose twice. So the Vegas Black Knights,
The
they
Knights.
won 3-0, and Jack Eichel with 7 points leading the way. I'm giving him player of the week.
7 points. That's a lot in one week. For the first week.
Yeah, 3 games, 7 points. Solid start.
That's a solid start. That's 2.03 point. That's good. Go
That
Jack.
is. There you go.
Go Jack. All right then. Well, listen, you got any performers of this little week in this
Hey, man, I know you're
non-football?
trying to avoid college football, but we got to talk about it, homie. We are Penn State, sucker. You can't just pretend that I'm going to miss football. That's unbelievable. Just for that, we're starting with Ohio State, Oregon. And what was your
Uh,
quarterback thinking, sliding with
I don't
zero
know what he was
seconds
thinking.
left?
He was sliding with 4 seconds to go. He's the Dak Prescott of college football, man. Holy shit. Just throw it. Just hope for anything. A penalty, an onside kick. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking.
That was such an awesome game, though. Oregon State, Ohio.
Yeah, great game. Well, no, we should have won 31-32. Are you coming back? I've lost you.
Oh, God, I'm here still.
I
You were
said
stuck.
that's because you were talking about my Buckeyes.
That's right. That's right. Well, yeah, no, exciting week in college football. That was the best game out of everything.
That was definitely the best game. That was the most exciting game. I don't know. USC Penn State. That game went down to the wire.
Oh,
Just
man.
as I mean, mine
We were
ended in
nervous.
sadness. It's like ridiculous. Like, what the hell is going on? What's he doing? So it looked exciting when it started that last play, and then it just ended with total like what? So,
Now,
but
Penn State's fun this year. We got Andy Kolnicki as our coordinator. He's drawing up plays where our center scores touchdowns.
I
Ty
always
Warren, by the way, 17 catches for 242 as a tight end slash center slash quarterback slash fullback. Crazy.
the Taysom Hill of college football.
He is, yes.
Yes.
if not more so. Oh, he's left-handed too. I didn't even realize that. He is kind of Taysom Hill. Shit.
Taysom Hill of college football. It's
There
those
you go.
lefties, man.
They're all wacky.
Multi-talented. Their brains. They can do anything. You want me to center? I can quarterback too. Same time. I'll just hike it to myself. No, I don't need you to hike it to yourself, Taysom. Calm the fuck down. No, I'll just hike it to myself. I'll hike with my right hand. I'll put my left hand behind me and I'll catch it. And I'll run like a fullback.
Dude, genius.
Genius, Tyson.
Whatever he's doing, we are Penn State loving it.
Nice. Go. I like it. I like where you're going more than we're going. Hey, listen, this is the first time that we've seen Ohio State look kind of weak. Like I wasn't impressed with Will Howard and the receivers. I didn't see a lot of this great receiving. I didn't see this defense that only gave up 0 points after the second half. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
So
like I said, there was a lot of talent on that field, and big plays were made all over the
all
place.
over the place. Yep. Nope.
So
Very talented.
yeah,
Well, you think about NIL money in Ohio State and Phil Knight over in Oregon. I think it's going to be crazy.
yeah, this
So
is true. This is very true.
I actually believe the day started off with Alabama and South Carolina, and it being so close and being so like, oh my God, this game could go to South Carolina on onside kicks and
Yeah. Like you thought fate was with him after they got that onside thing, and you're like, oh, Bama could lose 2 weeks in a row. This could be unbelievable. And college football happens.
yeah, college football happens and Bama wins.
Yeah, Bama
But
wins.
it showed me a chink in the armor of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Um, just because the two teams they've struggled to play against, they weren't very good teams.
Right. So pretend to be a shitty SEC team. You can get to Bama.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, even Kentucky gave Bama a little run. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, no, that game was way closer than the score.
Way closer than it should have been. I mean, that should have been the first, like, whoa, what's going on here with the Alabama? Kentucky almost gave them a game. You
Right.
know,
How
bookies
no,
should
no,
have
how
wondered.
annoying is it? How annoying is it that we have 12 now and Alabama's definitely going to be like team 10 or something?
Oh, thank God for 12 because Ohio State would already be out.
You well, yeah, you can still win the Big Ten, but we don't know how that's happening this year. There's no conferences. It's just whoever's unbeaten plays each other for the title at the end. So yeah,
Right, which could be
you're
Indiana
in
and
cake
Oregon,
mode.
as you
Could
said.
be could be Indiana, Oregon. Yes,
Yeah,
it
it could
totally
be
could be.
Indiana, Oregon, as you said, because
Yeah,
Indiana hasn't lost.
big game this weekend for them against Nebraska coming
Go
up. So
Nebraska.
go
Not often
Nebraska.
I vote for Nebraska. Voting for
Ooh,
Nebraska this week.
yep,
I
yep.
usually vote for Nebraska to lose because I just hate Nebraska.
Sure.
All those
They
years of,
were when we were kids, they were such dicks.
yeah, right. When we were young, it was Nebraska and we just hated them. You know what I mean? Like, I hate Nebraska. Oh,
Uh,
okay. Corn fed
yeah.
idiot.
So
So,
yeah, we got
um,
that next week. We got Georgia, Texas next week, which has to be one of the games of the season, right?
yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Um,
that'll be fun.
that will
At
be
Texas, I don't think Georgia has the juice this year.
I don't. We'll see what that quarterback has. We'll see if Arch gets to play a little bit.
Start Arch. They're not going to.
No, not against Georgia. It's gonna be that's gonna be a good game. It'll be
Yeah,
better than the Red River rivalry this week.
yeah, that was awful.
That's horrible. It's not even a
Right.
rivalry anymore. It's just a beating.
You know what's kind of interesting though that I want to bring up before we move on? Army and Navy, both undefeated,
Right?
both in the top 10 since the first time since World War II ended.
Wow, when such guys like Curly Lambeau and Little Shorty Rudd was playing. Yeah, no,
Dope,
well, fuck
Dope
yeah.
Walker.
Yeah, right. Guys
Yeah,
like
see?
that, the Ghost and the Crimson. Yeah, yeah, you see. Yeah,
Yeah, so
that's
I think
awesome.
that's pretty crazy.
I
Go
saw
Brandon.
Army like going deep and shit. I was like, what the fuck is it? They're not wanting the wishbone or the wing
Oh
tee?
yeah, Navy runs the spread. Army still does a little Army stuff, but they throw it a little bit more often. Yeah,
That looked like a deep pass to me from Army. I was like, wow, Army, was that like a reverse wishbone fullback toss? What the fuck was that? I've never even seen
Yeah,
that
so
before.
Army Navy, man, the Commanders Cup's going to be legit this year. One of them actually might make the top 12, so that would be siculous
No, it would be horrible.
to watch them get crushed by
Yeah. Army
Georgia or
versus
somebody.
Georgia. How's that the first fucking game?
Hey, yeah, we won't even go into the 40 times in that game, but
Right? No. Well, yeah, that would be totally unfair.
four fives against five fives. God
Yeah,
damn.
right. Four fives against five fives. All right, go. Who are your five fives? Georgia doesn't have any five fives. That defensive lineman runs a 4.9. The fuck are you talking about?
All right.
Yeah, bro.
All right. So
Good
maybe that'd be
luck.
good. Maybe it would not be good. Okay.
Probably not. But hey, thanks for making me talk about college football because you know what? Listen, if anything else, Deion Sanders lost this week, and I seem to smile every time he loses. So, if I could have got an Ohio State victory,
Would have been a good week.
it would have been a good week. Yeah, with the Deion loss, it'd have been excellent. So, um, well, you got any performers of this week, buddy? There, Mister Next
I
Topic.
do. My performer of the week this week is Ruth Chepin Gittich. And
Who?
she ran the Chicago Marathon and broke the marathon record by 2 whole minutes. First woman ever to run under 2 hours and 10 minutes in a marathon. Thought that was pretty impressive. So go Ruth. Cheppa tickets.
2 minutes. That's a lot of time off, something that's
Up.
been ran for many years, and good job. I only got one performer of this week, and that's the crew chief for Tyler Reddick, Mr. Billy Scott, for saying, nah, come on in, let's get four tires. We're gonna need him to run these guys down and kick everybody's ass. And what a good call it was to get himself all the way up to 11th. So shout out Mr. Scott for a good call. What are you excited for next week there or this week
Well,
coming
I
up?
mean, the NBA starts in 6 days.
I'll take
So I'm
that.
pretty excited about that. Niners Chiefs.
Niners Chiefs. Yeah,
Woo!
that's going to be
We'll
good.
talk about that in the other show, which we are about to go do.
Yeah, we'll start that next show here in 5 minutes. Um, well, that being said, I'm FB.
Not a bad show. I'm Goob.
Later.